The width of a rectangular backyard is 2 meters less than the length. If the area of the backyard is 195 square meters, find the length and width of the yard. Okay, so I see rectangular. You know what I'm doing. I'm definitely drawing myself a rectangle. So the width is 2 meters less than the length. So I'm going to set my length, and I know the width is 2 less. So I'm just going to say L minus 2. So whatever that length is, if we subtract 2, we'll get our width. Now the area is 195. So how do we find the area of a rectangle? Well, we can do length times width. So we know length times width equals 195, or basically L times, in this case our width is L minus 2, so we'll say L times L minus 2 equals 195. And then let's solve. So first we'll distribute this 2 in. I'm going to take this up here. So we get L squared minus 2L equals 195. So we can see now we have a quadratic equation. Whenever we're solving a quadratic equation, we want it equal to 0. So we're going to minus 195 on each side. So it's equal to 0. So cancel those. I get L squared minus 2L minus 195 equals 0. So there's our goal. That's what we want. And so now we can factor this. Okay, so we need to factor this. Now, right off the top of my head, actually, let's write this out first a little bit. So we're looking for factors of 195, a negative 195, that add up to negative 2. So because it's a negative 195, we know we'll have one positive, one negative. Now, I don't know factors of 195 very well, but I do know that 195 is divisible by 5. So I'm going to try that first, and maybe it will give me some ideas to start with. So that's 5 and 39, which I can see is too far apart. Well, I can see 39 is divisible by 3. So 3 is a possibility, 5 is a possibility. So let's try 3. So 195 divided by 3, we get 65. Well, hey, I know 15 is a factor of 65, and that would bring us a little closer. So let's try that. 15, oh, and that divides, we get 15 times 13 is 195. So you can kind of use clues to get you started and then to find other factors. Now one has to be negative, one positive, so they multiply to be a negative 195. If they need to add to negative 2, we're going to want this bigger one, this negative 15, to be negative and 13 positive. So negative 15 plus 13 gives us the negative 2. Negative 15 times 13 gives us the negative 195. So we can see that's going to be it. So L minus 15, L plus 13 equals 0. Okay, now at this point we want to solve each of these by setting them equal to 0. So L minus 15 equals 0, L plus 13 equals 0. We can add the 15 on both sides. We get L equals 15. We subtract the 13 on both sides. Oops. So then we get L equals negative 13. Well, we cannot have a negative length, and so that tells us 15 is going to be our answer. So 15 will be our length, but we also need to find the width. So we need to find the width. We can say whatever our length is, subtract 2, so that'll be a positive 13. So that's kind of where that negative 13 comes into play, but it's not the true answer. It just kind of points to that other answer. So anyway, 15, 13, we can check it. 15 times 13 does give us 195, and the width is 2 meters less than the length. So once again, I really highly recommend drawing the picture and then base one of the sides on the other, kind of like we did, to set up the equation and then solve.